Hello again, welcome back. In this video I'm gonna basically talk about my gameplay loop and where I'm at and how much more work I need to do for it. And this is basically what I'm doing before I start building all of the content for the game. So I've previously touched on it, but here's a better example. Let me go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. So this is basically my plan. The player will start a game, and then they'll receive the story intro, and that's where the loop starts. So after the intro is completed, the open world will be loaded, and the player will find an event. After the player finds the event, they'll load into the event scene, and they'll participate in and complete the event. And after the event's completed, they'll have a story progression scene. And that's basically it. Now, the open world will be utilized for the event scene. So eventually I'm going to have to create a base open world scene. And then these other scenes will be additive scenes that have different settings to control what's available in the open world. And that'll let me compartmentalize all of the different logic and components and scenes and basically create a level structure for the game. So once they complete step 4 and then they get to the progression scene, they're going to load back into the open world scene. So 3, 4, and 5 will just repeat over and over again until the player finishes the story. So I set up some event scenes and some testing, and I'm just going to go ahead and show you what I have so far. The core gameplay loop is almost finished. I maybe have 1 or 2 more days worth of setting up a few more settings, but let's just jump into it. So I deleted all of the data that was saved so far, so I can only create a new game. I can't continue. So I'll name this user ASDF. And here's the story intro scene. And you're able to choose between option 1 or 2. So maybe this will be a character selection. I'm not sure yet. I think this is going to be the only decision that will be made in the game. I don't want to overcomplicate it since this is my first actual larger scale game. So I think just one decision, kind of like Resident Evil. You could pick between 2 different characters, and depending on which character you picked, you had a slightly different version of the story, but they were both in the same world. Same concept is what I'm thinking. So here I'll choose option 2, and we could see we're loaded into the open world now. So this is step 3 of 5, and we get a little introduction. I need to go to that red trigger. Just go ahead and drive into it. Now I'm loaded into level 1's option 2 event. So since I picked option 2 from the main menu, similar to picking the second character, I would load into this event. And that's basically where I'm at. Now I'll just go ahead and create another character. This one will be QWER. And again, same deal, brand new game. You get to pick your option. Here I am, QWER, and in level 1 with option 1 selected. I have a different spawn point. Let me go ahead and drive over to the event. Now I'm in level 1, option 1 event. And I just need to basically set up the next step after that event scene. So I have 4 event scenes. If we look at the build settings, so each level is going to have 2 event scenes. There might be some variations as the game goes on, but for right now this is the basic structure that I'm working with. So after I add some content to that event scene and make it so that you could complete it, at that point I could load back into the open world and set level 2. And once I'm in level 2, I basically have the loop completed, and I could continue building more levels, but actually the goal would be to start creating content for the game at that point. Let's just go ahead and look at the profile system really quick. Now I could continue the game, so I'll go ahead and continue. We could see I have the 2 users. I'll select ASDF, and he never completed the event, so he's loaded back in at level 1 option 2, which is what he selected. And yeah, if you complete the event, that's when you would actually get game progression. So that's where I'm at with my gameplay loop and where I'm headed, and hopefully pretty soon I get to start doing the fun part, which is creating the game. Yeah, thanks for checking it out.